everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. So I am finally getting a chance to sit down and film my finale for my Rolling Project 10 pan. It's not a 10 pan and it hasn't been for quite some time, but I did start this off in January as a way to work through a bunch of my older products and get some things out of my collection that I maybe liked but didn't love, and to really just sort of try to pare down and curate my collection a little bit more, and I feel like that was very successful. So I am going to be starting this off doing like a regular update and showing you the progress that I've made in the last 2 to 3 months since I did an update. I think my last update might have been in September, which I'm not usually this bad, but there's been a lot going on. I'm now down to 5 items. I have a couple more finished products, so I'm really excited to just like share that and wind this down for the year, and then I'll be talking a little bit more about numbers. As always, I'll have things chaptered, so if you want to skip around, you can definitely do that, but let's get straight into the progress. So the first thing that I'm going to start off with is my Rare Beauty Concealer. So this is too light for me, so I've been kind of trying to finish this up for quite some time now, and so I have used this 42 times since the last update for 77 uses total. I think I realized something about this because for a while I felt like I was making no progress because I rolled this in, started it up at about here, and then it took me like months and I got down to here. I'm now sitting a little bit lower. I think I'm around here. This has been sitting in my makeup bag, so it hasn't quite settled yet, but I think I'm actually more like down to here. And so I think what this product does is that the product kind of clings to the side, but then you're actually using it down the middle. So when I shone a light to it the other day, it actually looks like the product is down to about here, and I can window it right around here. So I think that there's actually a lot less of this left than I thought there was, which is nice because I really do like the formula of this, but the color is not right. It is quite a bit too bright, and I'm okay with like a bright under eye, but this is a little bit too much. So I will definitely be very happy to have this finished up, and I think this could actually be gone within the next few months at the rate that I'm going. I've really been trying to use this. Most days I've kind of fallen off in December, but for the most part I was pretty good about using this frequently. I feel like this could be an empty at some point, maybe by the end of like the first quarter this might be gone, so I would definitely be happy to have this out, and I would definitely be contemplating repurchasing this in a different shade if they have anything that would match me. I did really like the formula of this, it just wasn't the greatest shade match. We don't shade match ourselves online, this is what I've learned. So this I am pretty happy with my progress on, and I feel better because for a while this was defying physics. I was thinking I'm never gonna get this gone because it literally took me like what, 3 to 4 months to get like this much usage, and I was using this pretty much every day. So I'm happy with how this has gone. Next up, the Never Ending Blush. So I've been working on ColourPop Between the Sheets since the beginning. This is my only original product left in this project, and I have used this an additional 58 times since the last update for 146 uses since I started tracking them in July. This has pretty much been my daily blush because I would love to finish this, and as you can see, I am nowhere close. I have a tiny little pan because I like stuck a brush into it to see how much was left. This is, I feel like, flattening out, but this is going to take a while. I'm kind of unsure if I want to take a little bit of a break from this for the next little while and maybe start off Partners in Cream with something else. I'm not entirely sure. I would like to finish this at some point. This is a really great daily blush for me, and it means that I don't have to think too hard. I can just reach for it and go, which I think in the end of semester is something that I've been grateful for. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with this one. I'd hope to have it finished, but these take quite some time, so we will see. I might honestly just stick with it just to find out how long it does actually take to finish one of these guys. I think this might have been finished if it hadn't taken me so long to figure out that this was better applied with a brush. For a while I was doing the fingers and beauty blender thing, and it was just kind of a hassle and I wasn't loving it, so I kind of slowed down on progress. First 6 months were not great, and then I kind of figured out the brush thing, and I've been using it pretty often since I want to say the midsummer, July, August-ish, and I feel like I made some fairly decent progress since then. I mean, obviously not a whole lot of movement, but I feel like things that this is sort of flattened down, so I feel like there is definitely less left in there than there was before, but yeah, definitely very slow going. So next up, I don't have this one on me because I'm at my parents' place for the holidays, but I did finish up my Metal Moon. I used this 7 times before I just gave up on it and decided to franken it and just like turn it into a glowy lotion, which I'm gonna go grab that from the bathroom and I'll show you how much is left because this definitely I think I will be completely done with this by the end of the year. So continuing on with Metal Moon, this is all that remains of the lotion that I made with it, so I just pretty much crushed this up and mixed it into some body lotion, so this definitely will not take me too much longer to finish. This honestly might be gone before the end of the year or very early into January, and then I'll be completely done with Metal Moon. Okay, next up, also one that I don't have on me. I did manage to finish up my Sephora liquid lip cream in the shade Blackberry Sorbet, and this took me an additional pretty much one use and then I called it done. It was definitely starting to hit that point of really drying out by the last update, and I used it one time and it was okay, but it was definitely starting to get like skippy and just very dried out and just not look great on the lips. And then I tried to use it again and it was a mess, so I was like, you know what, we're just gonna call it empty, because it pretty much was. It was pretty heavily windowed, so I think I'd gotten pretty much everything out of there that I could have. Even though I enjoyed the color and I love a good vampy lipstick, I also have the KVD shade in Vampire, which is sort of a very similar depth but a little bit more brown, and I figure like I only need one of those in my collection at a time, so I am happy to have this one finished, especially because I'd had it for honestly quite a bit longer than I'd care to admit, so I am happy to just like have it finished. Next up, I have my ABH Brow Wiz. So I have used this 20 times. I'm not wearing it today, but I feel like I've gotten better at doing my brows, you know, so I've made more progress on this than I expected to. I mean, it's not a ton of progress, but like for me, it's progress. So I was here as of the last update, and then I think you can see I definitely have made a little bit of progress. So I'm pretty happy with how this one is going, and I think definitely I'll continue to just sort of chip away at it. I think it probably won't be gone before next summer, but as long as I'm using it, I'm happy with that. So next up, my KVD liquid lipstick in the shade Outlaw. So I have this in my makeup bag. I have used this 5 times, so I've used it twice since the last update. I feel like I've used it more than 5 times, but I also feel like I've been sort of stretching it out. Again, I brought this down for the holidays because I knew I'd want to wear it, and I think I will. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so I'll probably end up getting some usage out of it over the next like week or so. I did not hit my 10 use goal, but that's okay. I feel like I will definitely get a few more uses out of this before the end of the year, and then I do just kind of want to work it into my more regular rotation. I don't know, I feel like with everything going on and like with masks being a thing, I just feel like I haven't been as drawn to reaching for more like statement lip colors the same way I was before, so I'm hoping that things will settle down and I can get back there. But I am glad that I got a little bit more use out of this, even though definitely I didn't get anywhere near what I would have liked to, but it is what it is. So next up, my e.l.f. Sheer Slick. I tend to reach for this one as a lip balm when I'm just chilling around the house, but I have made a decent amount of progress in this as well, and I feel like it's going to be quite some time before I have this actually finished, but I do feel like I've definitely taken a little bit of a chunk out of it since the last update. So as you guys can see, I was about here as of September, and as you can see now we're down to about here, so definitely some progress. And I think I still probably have like 3 or 4 months left on that, but you know, it might go a little faster. My university has decided that we're starting the semester online, and I think that at the rate we're going, that might just turn into the entire semester online. So if that happens, I think this will probably move a little bit faster. And last but not least, I have my KVD Alchemist palette in the shade Blue Sapphire. So this I did manage to hit pan on, and this is definitely a little bit of a spoiler, but I do actually have it completely finished. This has gone into my Pan That palette, so if you're interested in my progress on this entire palette, because I am trying to completely finish it, I will be like sort of updating on that over there. I will have that linked in the cards if you guys are at all curious. But yeah, I did completely finish Blue Sapphire, so I'm happy to have this one out. I sort of realized that this was more of like an impulse fantasy self-purchase that does not really reflect what I reach for in real life, so I'm just trying to finish this one up. I definitely have accomplished that. I think that this palette is going to be gone within the next few months, so I'm pretty happy about that. And yeah, I'm happy to have Blue Sapphire done, especially because it was the shade that I was the least inclined to reach for. I don't have exact numbers, but I can tell you that I did hit pan on that after about 5 uses, so it took me 25 uses in this project specifically to hit pan, and then that happened and I put it in my Pan That palette to sort of continue things, and now it's gone. So that is my update for this project. That is all my progress, and I'm feeling pretty good about the way things went. Let's get into the numbers and the stats, because this was kind of interesting. Again, I had to go through and rewatch all of my videos for this project, which was certainly an experience and a little bit of a trip. It was also really interesting watching my hair grow out, because I started last year and I had my hair chopped up to here and now it's grown out, and so that was kind of interesting to watch happening. Also, it was very interesting to watch my hair transition once I sort of started to try to lean into more whatever the heck my natural texture is. I had a few months where things were looking a little bit rough in March, April-ish. But anyways, so I finished up a grand total of 21 items in this project alone. I know I had a side project of 21 and 21. Some of those items were in this project and some of them were things that I was working on. Basically the way that worked, because I haven't updated on that in a while, but I think the way I'm going to cap that one off is that I basically had a list of 31 items. It started off as 21 and then it turned into 31 items that I wanted to not take into 2022 with me. What I will say about that is that I only have 2 items remaining in that list. I finished 29 out of the 31. The only ones that I have remaining are my ColourPop Super Shock in between the sheets and a nail polish that I'm very close to finishing in my project polish. So I feel really happy happy about how that went. Some of those were skincare, some were hair care, some were older makeup products, so that definitely went really, really well, and I'm obviously quite delighted with how that turned out. For this project specifically, I finished up 23 items, and I averaged just over 2 items finished per update, and so the categories that were the most represented were hair products. I finished up about 5 different hair products, which I was really happy about because I had so many older hair care products that I just really wasn't using and weren't necessarily suited for my hair, but I also didn't want to just throw them out, so I did sort of push through and finish a bunch of those. One of them did sort of get me a little bit more into embracing my natural hair texture, so that was kind of a fun journey to go through as I sit here with gel in my hair. And I also finished up 4 highlighters in this project. I'm not counting Blue Sapphire because that was finished in another project, but I did take down my number of highlighters pretty significantly because that is definitely a problem category, but I also know that with how long they take to finish, I do not need like 10, so I have definitely taken that down pretty significantly, which I'm really happy about. And I finished up 4 different lip products as well. So I finished up a lip gloss, 2 liquid lipsticks, and a lipstick. Lipsticks are something that I have a little bit of a problem with, and I like to have a few options, but I definitely don't need as many as I had. So I was able to finish up a bunch of my older lip products that I'd had for longer than I really needed to and needed to go. So I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like this was definitely a very successful project, and I definitely did what I intended to do. Having said that, for next year, I do know that I'm going to be most likely scaling down a little bit. I feel like I'm really trying to keep my collection a little bit more curated. Not that it's not already curated, but I'm just really trying to keep it a little bit more minimal, especially for the things that take longer to use up, like blushes and highlighters. So I don't really have enough to do like a full collection project pan, and I feel like a 10 pan is excessive, but I do have a few more things that I would like to be finished, so I think I'm going to be doing Partners in Cream next year. So if you're interested in following along, that's sort of like my plan for next year. Feel free to let me know how your projects have gone this year, if you're doing anything next year, and all of that good stuff. If you haven't already subscribed and you want to see more of my face, I upload new beauty videos roughly once a week. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Bye!